Hello, System and Soul Sisters! So excited for our expert interview today. I'm going to go ahead and add Caitlin in. So just bear with me, Caitlin, if you're watching. You should have got an invite. Send me a message if you didn't. So today, this is like a really selfish interview because I personally know that I have terrible posture. And the past couple weeks, I've just been so achy. Even like this morning, like my knee hurts for some reason. And I don't know why. I'm like, oh, it's probably because I like have terrible posture and just sit at my computer all day. So really excited. Yay! Hi!
Hi! Hold on, I'm trying to force something to happen.
Makeshift tripod or real tripod? This is
Real.
my real tripod falls on me all the time.
Yeah. Mine too.
Yay! Hello.
Hi.
So
I love your
excited.
shirt. Are you wearing shoes on your shirt? Oh, flowers.
They're flowers, yeah. My
Love it.
butterflies, my caterpillars, Gotta stay on brand.
There you go. There you go.
I was just saying, I don't know if you could hear me when it was like adding you, but this is like a really selfish interview for me, I feel like. So I'm like, I know I have terrible posture, and like this morning I woke up and like my knee hurts and my ankle, and like I just sit all day. Like I know that's why. And yeah, I'm just like, we need some Caitlin, because I'm not the only one here who is like chained to our computers, which is funny because that's why we left our 9-to-5s, most of us. But yes, really excited. So Caitlin, just let us know a bit about you, what you do, some of your magic, and we can just dive right in.
Cool. All right. Hi. So I'm a yoga therapist. I actually came to yoga therapy because I was working for like 6 years as a dental hygienist, and I was honestly miserable. My back hurt. I was like 23 years old and had so much pain in my body that I was like, there has to be another way. So I found yoga therapy, became a yoga therapist, and now I work with people to help them get out of pain and improve their posture and stress a little bit less, and really giving them the tools to really do that and integrate it into their life, because it's way easier to have good posture or to sit up straight or to take time for stretches, but to like actually have the tools and hold ourselves accountable and be supported through that process of change can be really challenging. So that's what I do. I support, actually I'm getting into supporting like entrepreneurs a lot more, and like people who actually just sit at desks, in addition to dental hygienists, which is where I came from.
Yes. Oh, I love that so much. I love it. I had a question for you already, even when you were just talking, and I literally lost it because I was distracted listening. Oh gosh. Anyways, it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
So, yoga therapy, and I think it's great too, because a lot of entrepreneurs, like, we all know what we should be doing with our health, and I think posture is one thing that we don't really know as much about. Like every time you say that, I'm gonna keep like straightening my shoulders.
Adjusting. Me too.
Yeah. But it's also something where I'm like, cool, like yoga therapy. Wow, I don't have time to like add a yoga class in or whatever. Like we can come up with a lot of that stuff, and there's so much we can do we can do these little stretches throughout the day and like all these little things. So I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to hear the tips you have for us, because I feel like, you like teach it in a way that you can like just migrate it in without adding a bunch of new stuff. So
yeah, exactly. First I'll touch on what the hell is yoga therapy, because I get that question all of the time. So a yoga therapist is technically, I have over 1,000 hours of study, where a traditional yoga teacher has around 200. So it's just a lot more knowledge on the body, a lot more knowledge on how yoga can be therapeutic. And that really is what yoga therapy is. It's taking the bits and pieces of yoga therapy, like breathing exercises and meditation and different movements, and serving a certain person or certain community in a therapeutic way. So again, I do it to bring people back into alignment in their bodies so they can have better posture and can feel better, less pain and less discomfort on a regular basis. And I also weave in like this, how to use yoga therapy in a way to reduce stress, and how do we actually bring that from like just sitting at our desks. And again, like you said, like we all don't have time to just go to a yoga class, and that's like 2 hours of our day to go away from it. So how can we bring it into our life? So when we're sitting at our
Yes.
computer, how can we find stretches that counterbalance all the sitting that we're doing? Or how can we just take a few deep breaths before a stressful meeting so that we can feel more connected to ourselves, more clear, more focused? So there's so many different pieces to it, but I just wanted to touch on, yeah, what the heck yoga therapy is, because I'm sure people are
Yes.
wondering. Yeah.
Yes. And I actually didn't know that it was like that big of a gap of like hours. That's a lot of extra training. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of that part for me was getting more into the body, more into alignment and like really the healing aspects of it, because my journey with getting into yoga therapy, I had awful posture. I mean, I still by default have bad posture. When I get tired, when I get lazy, I go back into bad
Mm-hmm.
posture and pain and discomfort, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a beautiful message and teacher for me to like keep doing the work, because it's in our day and age of so much technology, this
Mm-hmm.
isn't how our bodies are meant to function, and the stress that we
Right.
have is not how our bodies are meant to function. So yeah, it's all about like counterbalancing all of this and all of this that we're doing, like all the stress and all of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Ugh, I love tying that together. So from like the physical aspect, what's like the biggest problems that you see or that could arise from like from doing this all day, like sitting at our laptop and just being there all day?
Yeah. I almost don't even know where to start, because there's so much. And
Oh
all of us
no.
have like very different, I know, we're done. I can't do this.
Doomed.
Um, all of us just have such different bodies and such different habits when we're at a computer, right? Sometimes I'll be like
Mm-hmm.
that lazy person that's like crunched off to the side or just like super
Yeah.
rounded. So it definitely is unique to each person, but I lost my train of thought now too. But really, it's all about like, what are you doing? Noticing, becoming aware of your body. So noticing when you're sitting at your computer, if you're doing this the whole time, or you're elevating your shoulders, or you're using your phone and elevating your shoulders, like
Mm-hmm.
how can you start to just relax that and bring them down? So like there's a lot of simple stretches that you can do at your computer or around
Mm-hmm.
your computer and your desk to help open your chest.
Mm-hmm.
But really, bad posture, slouch shoulders, rounded back, that all over time just continues to pile up and gets worse and worse. So it's not just, oh, I'm rounding my shoulders while I work. It's actually, okay, now these muscles are becoming tighter. Now I can't
Mm-hmm.
expand my lungs as much, so I'm not getting as much oxygen into my body. And
Mm.
then on like a muscular level, if this is our normal and we're rounding our back, not only does that affect our muscles, but like the discs and the vertebrae of our spine. So people get,
Yeah.
slip discs or all these other things. We lose like muscle muscular strength. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And our core isn't usually strong when we're rounded like this. So there's so many things aside from just tight muscles and tension in our body and discomfort in our body that happens on a deep internal level that a lot of us don't even think about. Like, again, not getting as much oxygen into your body, then your heart's
Yeah.
not functioning properly, your diaphragm isn't working properly, and so many other things. And then if you're not getting enough oxygen, if you're not moving your body enough, circulation isn't on point. Your nervous
Yeah.
system
Oh
might
my
not be
gosh.
functioning properly. Yeah.
Start moving.
Just move my body.
Oh my gosh, but really, like that's crazy. I've never thought about my heart or my blood or my oxygen or like any of that from my shoulders being rounded. Like it's like your spine, okay, obviously that's important, but like I've never thought of all the other things that are like intertwined with that. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Whoa,
Yeah. I mean, and even like
whoa,
if you're rounding your low back, you can get hip pain from that. And if you have hip pain, that can cause knee pain. That can cause,
yeah,
there's just so many other things. Our body is just so connected that it's not just a conversation of your shoulders are round. Well, it could be a conversation of that, but there's so
yeah.
much more to the puzzle than just a little bit of slouch shoulders.
Whoa, whoa. This is like blowing my mind. Okay, so with that, what either if like tips you have or like little stretches we can do at our desk other than just like remembering. Because yeah, even I'm sure after watching this, everyone will like be more aware of it for like a couple days, and then you'll forget.
Yeah.
Even like now, I'm like, okay, I even forgot for like a few minutes. But yeah, like what
Yeah.
are some things we can do like at our computer, whether that's for our shoulders or our
Mm-hmm.
hips or whatever?
Yeah. Um, I'll just share a few tips, and then
Okay.
there's like so many movements you can do, but tips: set an alarm
Yeah.
in your phone or on your computer that like every hour or even if it was twice a day, 3 times a day, that you just get up, you move your body and you stretch is huge, or take deep breaths That's huge. But honestly, like you said, it's so easy in 2 days or when it's out of sight, out of mind to just go back to your
Yeah.
same patterns. So constantly reminding yourself to go back to it with like setting an alarm in your phone. It can be as simple as that. Um, I support myself. So let's see if I can do this without this falling. I'll sit at my desk if I'm sitting and have pillows behind me so that I'm supported, so that it's way harder for this to happen. And when I start rounding my back, it's not as comfortable because there's pillows poking me. Not that pillows are poking,
Yeah.
but yeah. So supporting yourself into good posture.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember when we were, so for anyone who's watching who doesn't know, we did our retreat earlier this summer, and Caitlin came and did yoga classes for us, which is so cool.
Yay.
But yeah, even when you were like sitting on the ground, you're like using the block for like sitting cross-legged, and like that, I'd never done that before, and it's so much more comfortable. And like, yeah, you were just like supporting yourself through the class while you were teaching us, like little things like that. It's like, oh, that's like easy. Like that's cool that
I
we can
know
do that.
that's what I love about this work is people think it's like, oh my God, this crazy like downward dogs and handstands and all that's great. But there's so much more that we can bring into our daily lives that really as a culture we need to like learn
Yeah.
how to sit in our car properly. That's like a whole other
Yeah.
discussion. But like if you're like doing all this work for your posture and then you're at work and you're like this, or you go home and in your car and you sit like a jerk for your body, you're just going to go back into the same habits, right? So,
Right.
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
because even yeah, like going to yoga class is great, but then if you counteract everything you stretched out in the yoga class all day, that's not really good use of the time either.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
all just, this is blowing my mind. I love that. And setting alarms. And I could even see like for myself, like I'm going to go into like my Trello board and like add it like each week, even like every Sunday, like posture. Like that's it. Just to
Yeah.
like remind myself of my posture for the week. Like that's such an easy thing that I'm already checking. I'm already, or if you're like in your Google Calendar all the time, like every Monday, just have your, and like an appointment for yourself, a reminder at the top or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's honestly, like I said, so many easy stretches that you can do while you're on a call with someone, while you're reading something on your computer. Maybe not as much typing, but like I'll just sit here, and if I'm on my computer, roll your shoulders, like sit up straight, and just like when we do this, our certain areas of our shoulder just get no circulation. So this, when we tell our body like this is where we want to be because we're doing it
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
our body is insanely intelligent. It is like, okay, cool. She wants me to be here. I'll stay here. So the more that you can increase circulation by super simple things like movement and opening your chest and rolling your shoulders, you're bringing more circulation in, which allows and helps the healing process. And then again, tells your body like, oh, actually, this isn't where I want to live. We want to be here. So yeah.
Yeah. Shoulder roll. Like seriously, how
Yeah.
three
And like
shoulder rolls. Boom, you're done.
shoulder rolls and like bring your one ear to one shoulder and roll the opposite shoulder. Like super simple stuff. Reaching one arm up and stretching to the side is a big one. That one especially, side bends are really good for posture because the muscles on the sides of the ribs are like our main postural muscles. And when we stretch them and we lengthen them, it allows us to actually sit up properly. But when we're constantly like this, they get super tight. So then when we're like, have good posture, and it's like, it's not easy. Yeah. So side bends.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to make so many alarms in my phone right now for like the rest. Cause then it becomes a habit. Like we all know, just
Yeah.
the
Like
alarms might not
everything
last
else.
every day forever, but like, yeah, it'll become a habit and you might need less alarms. But like shoulder rolls, like stretching your arm above your head, that's like, that doesn't take
Yeah.
time. It's just something to remember.
Yeah.
This
And in
is so
your,
good.
like, I want it all. In your calendar events, like write out different stretches. So again, when you're getting in the habit and that alarm goes off, you're not like, oh, I don't even know what to do. I'm just going to skip it. I'll do it later. No, it's actually like right there for you. So I'm just going to do a
Yeah.
twist. I'm going to roll my shoulders. I'm going to get up and move to the bathroom. And then I'm going to come back and drink water and breathe and work again.
Water. Yes. 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 I
Water's
love it.
another one because if our body is dehydrated, we can't function properly. It sounds so simple,
Right.
all of this is,
Right.
but
Right.
water, water, water.
Water, 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 water. Okay, so something else, because when I was like thinking of this interview, like what questions to ask, I'm like, there's literally like 1,000 because
Yeah.
this is something like it's our bodies. Like there's so many things we could go into, and I know one of the things you teach with, um, it's like still physical, but also the mental too with like stress, because anyone who's at their computer all day as an entrepreneur is probably like hustling their ass off, super stressed. Like not only are they tight because they're hunching, but they're tight because of all of the stress, like finding its places in the body. So can you just like speak into that, or like what tips can you share? Like what's something we can do to like shake it out and just like release the stress?
Yeah. And before I even go into that, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not stressed. Stress can happen when you have a pile up of work to do. Stress doesn't have to be like this big panic breakdown. It can just be constant go, go, go and overwhelm. That's stress on our system. So when we talk about what would it look like to stress less or to bring our body into more balance, it can be as simple as breathing, like still doing your work, but like being super conscious of deep breaths. Because when we take deep breaths, and it's really conscious, slow, deep breaths, we move our body literally from our stress response to a relaxed state in our whole body. And so if we're doing that over and over, we have less stress in our mind. We become more clear, right? We're better workers. We have more energy, all of that. But there's a shift that we make inside our body, and our nervous system is like the boss to our entire system. So if we're constantly stressed and overload in our brain, and we're not taking time to reconnect and to bring our body into that relaxed state, our parasympathetic nervous system, the other parts of our body are not going to be functioning as well. Our circulation, lymphatic, like everything. All of our systems are connected to our nervous system. So just like stretching regularly, taking breaks to like calm, to breathe, a meditation practice daily is huge. I wake up every day and I take time for me. And this used to be the hardest thing. I would always do it later, and I never did. Or I'd like skimp on it. And now it's like, no, I take like an hour, hour and a half for me. And it's meditation, it's breathing, it's moving, it's getting back into my body. So I show up in that way, like fully me, not like me with all the tasks and post-its in my head of like what I have to do. That's a big one. I was just going to say something else with that. Oh, shaking, you said. Shaking is my favorite, or dancing. It sounds, all of this, it sounds so simple and silly, but like literally just shaking your body. I actually made my husband do that the other day. He was like, we have some stuff going on with my dog I shared with you, but he was getting like really emotional. I could tell he wasn't letting himself process it. I'm like, just like let yourself move through the energy. Like, especially if we get a tough email or we get off a challenging call or we just have a lot going on, shake out your body. I'm not going to do it because this thing will go crazy, but literally just like shake your hands, shake your arms, shake your head, like, or dance, whatever it is. Make sure no one's watching so you can just be you and be a weirdo. Like sometimes I'll go in the bathroom stall and just like shake it out if I'm at work, but like let yourself get rid of excess tension. Otherwise it will get stored in your body. It will affect your body long term, and it just adds again to that cumulative stress. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. And I love this so much. I heard someone share on a podcast or something recently that like shaking it out like ends the stress cycle. It's like our dogs.
Yeah.
Like your dog will stand up and she'll just like shake it out. Like they do that constantly, like all day, or like after they meet their new friend and they'll like shake so much because they're like just shaking out and it like ends the cycle. So most of us, all of us, probably, I know, like, I knew that, and how often am I doing it? So totally setting my alarms. But like, then we're just like constantly, like, we never close the loop. It's just always open and always adding more, and like, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
stressed thinking about that. Like I need to
Yeah.
shake that out. Get rid of it.
Yeah, it's so
Oh my
good for our
gosh.
bodies, even though it feels like, oh, this is weird, this is different, but it is just try it, do it, you'll love it. Maybe after a
Yes.
few times. And just
No,
like
I think
let your, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just gonna be like the first time. I think it's so fun. Like it feels good, and like even just from doing that, like my body feels like different just from
Yeah.
like that little mini shake.
I
Like you
was
can
just gonna
feel
say
it.
that if I get up and like full body, not full body shake like a seizure, but like move my body fully, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
stand there with like my arms at my side and close my eyes, and I just have like tingling sensations all through my body, and it's like that is your body alive. That is you like
Yes.
waking up. So when we wake up ourselves more, when we wake up our body, we're again more focused, more aligned, and less stressed and overwhelmed, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So good. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Is there anything else that you want to share around posture or like entrepreneurs specifically, like sitting or stressed or anything?
I feel like the biggest things are dedicating and just taking time for you. And if you're not addressing your posture and how you're sitting at work, like how your desk is set up makes a huge difference. That's what I do for a lot of my clients. Like I'll go to their work and I'll set up their desk so it is functioning for
Mm.
them, but like that their mouse isn't over here so they do this weird thing all day, or that they like the stuff that we do and we make hard for ourselves is like ridiculous. But
Mm-hmm.
even using like I have these yoga blocks that I'll sit at my kitchen or stand at my kitchen table if I'm tired of sitting. And you can literally use books. I think you said you did that for holding up your computer or your phone at one
Mm-hmm.
point, but like put your computer on there and stand up if you need like higher
Yeah.
support. But setting yourself up for success as far as your desk, as far as your like calendar. So you're taking time for yourself, taking time to breathe, taking time to move your body. And again, getting support if you need it. If you have no idea what the hell
Mm-hmm.
to do, get support because it's important. And the less your body's functioning or the less optimally your body's functioning, the less your brain is functioning, the less energy you
Mm.
have, the less motivation, the less inspiration you have. And again, the less connected you are to you in your zone of genius.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so good. Because I know too, like when we're in that season of hustle, like so many of us get into it sometimes, it is so easy to start to feel disconnected from everything. And if something as simple
Yeah.
as like shoulder rolls and like stretching my neck, it can just start the pattern of like getting back into myself and like grounding. Like that's the easiest thing. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to start with the morning routine. You don't have to start with exercising. Like add these little things and then add those. So this is like
Yeah.
I wish I knew about this like 6 months ago, and I did because I knew you, but we hadn't talked about it. So that's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
me. So
yeah. But yeah,
for
it can
anyone
be super
watching,
simple.
how can they get more of you? How can they work with you? Because I'm like, okay, like I need this in my life. Like, where can they reach out to you?
Yeah, thank you. Online, I'm on Instagram, Caitlin Parsons. I'll put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
My website is going to be done in like 3 days. It's, yeah, I'm
Yay.
so excited. I support people one-on-one. You can be in person, online. I have an online like portal and system where you have a library of classes to choose from. Some that are like, here's like 5 neck and shoulder stretches you can do throughout the day, to
Mm-hmm.
here's an hour-long class and like everything in between for all areas of the body. So
Mm.
I really like to support my clients fully. It's not just like, here, do this and I'll see you next week. It's really integrating it again into their lives. And
Mm-hmm.
as we start to improve our posture, there's so much that comes up, right? Oh, I noticed tension here. So I support you through it all. But one-on-one is like right now the main way. And then I have an online program as well for dental hygienists that I'm actually working into making it for business owners, entrepreneurs,
Yes. Yes. I love
because
it.
we need it
So good.
too.
We do.
Yeah,
Totally. Totally.
we
Well,
do.
excited to see your new website. Yay.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll link below so you can reach out to Kaylin on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, everything will be there. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on. This is like I'm gonna probably download this so that even people who aren't in the group can watch it because this is just like so good and I feel like so universal. So thank you so
Yeah.
much. This was amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yay. All right. Bye, guys. Have a
Yay.
good day.
Bye.